Describe a situation that happened on our quick way to the tree to pee, as we do in the evening. No more than that, because his evening alertness is heightened. It's absolutely no joy to even try and make a walk out of it. He's just gonna look for the next thing to trigger him. Mainly dogs, as people in the evening are out with their dogs for their evening business, and so it's not even any space. So we have our many hour, one if it's raining, 2 to 3, actually 2.5 on average every day. And then if we go to a longer destination, further destination, like the airfield park or our favorite park where you can swim, then it's so cute. In the beginning he was afraid of the fan that I put up here, and now he's laying directly in front of it so that he can look around the corner to see if there's anything that I am preparing to eat now. I know I'm drifting off topic here, but it's just too cute to see him lie down directly in front of the fan and enjoy the wind. Well, in the beginning he was jumping past so fast when the fan was new, and now he's exaggerating a bit. It's set to swaying mode like that. So he's really enjoying the breeze. Anyway, I was wondering if any one of you who, whenever you view this, when viewers arrive with similar situations of reactive, protective or territorial dogs, how you would have handled or do handle situations like the following. Our evening P3 session really only takes a few minutes, and I already check basically in the passage. I can pass people with them in the passage, but I prefer if the passage is clear, because if it's more people than one, then if they carry something, I have mentioned this before. So I heard the neighbor, and these are veiled neighbors, veiled appearances, black veils, black cloak, body clothes and veils, so it's a bit of a threatening appearance to him also, not only to him. And so this neighbor got out of her door, I could hear it, then I let her pass to hear the steps get quieter, to disappear. She suddenly came back. I was glad I had waited, and she banged the door, and this can't be a draft, but very often they don't use the door handle, so it's really noisy, which heightens the tension a little bit for my dog to know there's some passage activity, which is not really gentle. So, but he was calm. We stayed inside the apartment. So I thought, now I have a feeling she's gonna come back out again and just forgot something. So that was true. When she left again, she locked her door. Then I thought, okay, I can go now, because locking the door sounds not like she's just going down to the garbage and come back up. She locked the door, it sounds like she's going. And then I look down the passage. Already I see the daughter, also veiled, cloaked appearance, black clothing, sitting outside the door of the house on not the handle, but there's a board as a handle across the window. The door has a frame and a window, so people don't push through the window. It's got a bar which actually functions as a handle also. So she was sitting on that with the back pointing towards us as the inside, So that I really enjoy a lot, if I have to gesticulate behind the closed door for people to just get out of the way, and it's a passage, it's a door, it's for people to pass and not to linger in, you know. That causes first resistance in the air. Luckily, that's the daughter is one of the cooperative ones, the others don't even greet. And the woman was the mother that left the apartment, even once told me she's afraid of dogs. So that fear should work in my favor, that she makes space, you know, and I had to teach her to walk on the right-hand side. Well, if she's coming opposite my way, on the right-hand side for her on the passage, because they are not native Germans. I have to repeat more often, right-hand side, and please on the square where there's more space than in the stairways. Drives me nuts. And then also the dog feels there's a blockage in the whole situation, you know. So this wasn't happening this time, so I won't repeat it. It's only to repeat for those who don't watch the whole sequence. So the daughter moves out of the way, and then I let him pee into the plant beds there, because that's all we go out for. But I see in the distance from the garbage came the mother with the grandmother. Even the grandmother is even a more scary appearance for him, especially if old people walk a bit insecurely. He gets suspicious, often also because they are full of medications. It's same as with people that are drugged. He feels the lack of physical integrity in a way, so that makes him a bit more alert, and especially if these triggers are stacking. So now we have 3 veiled, cloaked, black-clothed appearances. The daughter, and of course if I ask them to make space, they never make space. They move away a little bit so I could walk past, but not such as space around us and around the door, which would suffice. So she's still standing next to the door while he's peeing peacefully, and I can just now feel the window closing. The window in terms of time window and space window, because the mother and the grandmother approach from the opposite side now, coming back towards her daughter from the garbage. Us in the middle, where the dog is peeing, and the daughter on the other side waiting in front of the door. And yes, there's a piece of a sidewalk in front of the door, and then a bit of a driveway, and then parking cars, and then actually the real sidewalk where people could walk. So it's actually space enough to also not walk up front directly to where someone's already standing, myself and the dog, which the woman is afraid of, apparently. So they, both mother and grandmother, imagine the appearance now, with the black veil, and coming up front towards us, and on the other side the daughter. It's like a what do you call it? A tweezer, not, what do you call that, clamp machine in your tool room where you can clamp something to work on. So it's closing, basically, you know. I could feel it, the energy closing, and all these thoughts that I'm having now, I'm having afterwards in a way to express it, to process it, to analyze it. But in that moment, I have to really be instinctual, intuitive, and so it's upon review now that I'm having those thoughts, because there's no time in the situation itself. So I'm thinking now, okay, he was still peeing. I can't pull him out of the bushes while he's peeing. If he's finished and I pull him out so that the grandmother and mother can walk give way to them to walk up front where I'm already standing, instead of them walking around, which would be a natural thing. If someone's already there, don't walk up to them, you know. I'm also, without the dog, I would also be a body occupying space. So must I jump away? No. But now, with the option of knowing that my dog will become reactive if they walk up to us, yes, I could have, as in some instances, stepped out of the way so to make space for him, but it increases his reaction trigger, because now he had to leave territory basically. But if they walk up to us, I don't know what moment I have to wait for, because they can't. How can someone walk up to someone? Are they gonna run into the person, or are they gonna be surprised, where are you coming from, or what is their outcome in their own mind, you know? So I decided, I had no thought about it. I just acted intuitively, because it's about seconds that the situation is happening, you know? So luckily, as the gap window closed, he was finished peeing, and I wanted to slip in between their approach and this is so cute. He's putting his head on my pillow now. He's not space invading, because we've got the agreement I don't go in his bed and he doesn't go in mine. But I have a bit of a seat pillow there to support my hips, or to basically, because I sleep on the floor. So it's an even more interesting agreement that he's not going in my bed, which would be easily reachable, and I don't go in his, no? So he can clearly signal when he wants to withdraw completely. And he's got 3 beds actually. His main one, where I showed a few videos back how he's unconventionally using his bed, unconventional sleep style, I called it. And then that's the main bed, where he can withdraw and signal, okay, I want to be alone. Then he's got a strategic corner bed, which looks in both directions, wherever I sit by the desk or in the kitchen, and he can look on the balcony. And then another withdrawal corner where either he can be close to me where I'm sitting when I'm doing some craft work on my desk or something. Well, not crafting on my desk, as the desk being the craft work, but sitting at my desk doing some handmade crafts. And then he can be close to me, or he can choose the space or distance, so he has several choices. And I'm in the middle of all of it here with my nest. And at the moment he decided, in a very courteous way, I just can't point the camera there because it'll be too dark, I think, and too untidy, too chaotic. So the window, back outside the peeing situation now with those women, yeah? The window, the time frame window closed. I wanted to slip through the moment where the women approached. He was finished peeing, the daughter still standing there, so I could use the gap to get back in the door. But I still had to unlock the door, so that moment made me lose some time. So they approached, both of them of course, next to each other, which makes the body broader, like an animal herd. If you think of zebra herd or some school of fish, it's just making the body wider if it's two next to each other. So they are approaching like and yeah, so actually the situation getting worse, because now they are also approaching not only close to us but also closer to the door, and the closer to home the more protective of space, especially passages. So yeah, he turned around and barked. Not total lunge werewolf style, luckily, which I carry in my bones for a while, because it goes really deep when he goes that bad way of lunging and that kind of thing. I didn't want to do that so much. His eyes were raised a bit, but luckily not. Didn't disturb him too much. So that was actually moderate for the circumstances, but not conducive to recognizing that's our harmless neighbor. Next time we meet in the passage, everything's fine. But now he learned to tolerate, okay, we pass in the passage. If I give her directions, where's the right hand side and where we pass on the square, not in the stairs. But to have that experience with that, because he's too clever, he remembers who is who, you know, and if he gets that kind of a threatening feeling outside there, other than another neighbor who is more understanding and cooperative and courteous, he will make space, step aside, take his bicycle, push it instead of riding it in front of the door, so he can get the experience. Oh, bicycles are not always rushing, you know. Really nice. And he likes that neighbor. Yeah, Rico, you're talking about you. He likes that neighbor, meanwhile, you know. Or he'll open the door, be behind the glass door there, be behind the glass door so that he can see, okay, he gives way, he makes space, that's such a flowing interaction, you know, just to name a comparison, and not just so you think everyone's like that, but it's a thing of mentality somehow, and there's no learning. He's really cute looking into the ventilator there. There's no learning curve with these, and it's got to do with, I think, lack of empathy or cultural difference or no feeling for a situation. Definitely not for animals. Definitely not for locals such as myself, because it